Welcome, Steve. Aussie Steve,
Steve.
we've got to know him by.
Yes.
A contestant from the 2019 festival. Good to see you, Steve.
Good to see you, Steve.
Yeah. It's a bit of a sad occasion that we're not going to be able to meet you in person during the festival, but that's the sign of the times. So what we thought we'd do, we'd interview you, ask a few questions so people can get to know a little bit about you. And then so at least they sort of feel a part of the festival. So like I just said, this is your second time entering.
Yep.
Entered in the 2019. I think you won the Spirit of Katikati Award, didn't you, for your contribution to the atmosphere of the spirit of the festival?
I think, yeah, for being talkative, I think.
And eating the pies.
Yes, yeah, good. Oh, geez, I missed how's Size going? Is he still open?
Still going good, yes.
Yeah, geez, I miss his shop.
So whereabouts are you currently based?
I'm in Bendigo at the moment.
Yep.
I do have a studio, half an hour this side of Swan Hill. It's an old church.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of murals and used to do a lot of sculpture. I used to do them at the church. Yeah. Because it's got a big floor, you can spread out the big sheets of plastic and draw your image on the plastic. At the moment, I'm at home in Bendigo. I've got the big front room. This is the former lounge room that I've turned it into my own. I'll give you a quick. I'll do a swivel around with my laptop. Okay. And just this looks like, yeah, this looks like some giant mess. It looks like a museum. Here we go.
Oh, look at all the guitars.
There you go. Oh, we got some. My son bought a cat, and he had this out, and he's got a granny flat out the back, and the cat kept jumping in the tank with these lizards. So I bought him in here. They're really cool. Anyway, and all the art in here is stuff I've bought mainly. Some of it's mine, not much, but I like to collect other people's art. Our house has got a lot of other people's art, but these are all from places like Comic-Con and all those type places. Usually go with my son, and I just not interested in all the other stuff, but I just interested in the artist tables, and always buy a couple of, well, not a couple, a lot actually. I've got a whole stack open framed, but yeah. So there you go.
So for us in New Zealand, Bendigo is just north of Melbourne, is it?
It's about 2 hours to the west, or northwest of Melbourne, yeah. But it's that Bendigo and Ballarat are the two biggest regional centres. It's right smack in the guts of Victoria, Bendigo. Okay. So they call it Central Victoria. So,
so how is the family?
All well, all very well. Yes. Yeah, my wife's just got a promotion at the local RSL as a supervisor, and We needed the extra money, you know. Yeah, I haven't had a good paying gig all year. This is, yeah, but I haven't really cared. I'm just in it for fun anyway, so it doesn't really.
So are you still classifying yourself as a full-time artist, or have COVID made you into a part-time one?
Well, I had a really great year last year. I did quite a few big projects and enough to carry me through, but this year's been sad as anything. So I haven't really tried too hard. I've got complacent, and you know, I'm just sick of applying for things saying, oh no, it's because I had jobs that I had actually signed on the dotted line for. Forget the place. It was in the middle of nowhere, population of 600. I was going to do some limestone lizards, and they had a grant to do it, and that was worth a lot of money, and they just collapsed twice. And so I just don't worry now at the moment anyway. But when all this is over, I'll be back into it.
One of the times, isn't it?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. How long have you been painting? And because you also do sculpture, don't you?
Well, I've stopped doing sculpture because I was developing silicomyosis or something, whatever it was. Where it was like asthma. But every potter I know has the same problem in breathing the dust. So I just stopped for my own benefit. Not only that, I'm getting too old to be lifting 20 and 30 kilo blocks of limestone. So, so I've just stuck to painting, mainly public art. I'm very fortunate in my daughter, Ashley, who is a tattooist in high regard in Bendigo, very well known. She gets a lot of work by her name alone. She doesn't really have to apply or do all the submission stuff. And she'll ring me and say, Dad, need a hand. I said, yeah. But I don't even class them as my projects. I just go to assist. So last one I did was a 3-month project just before Christmas. One of the primary schools. We started with 1 mural and it ended up 7 murals. So we're there for a while. And that was the last project I did. So. And yeah, I've got a lot of commission type paintings, but.
So what got you interested in painting? Have you been painting all your life, or?
Yeah, most of it. I studied to be an art teacher, you know, because I just love doing art. It's just something that's, I think, born in you. You like yourself. I know you love doing art. But you know, I was sort of forced to take other alternatives. But I did go out and get an apprenticeship with Telstra, or Telecom in those days, as a line serviceman, and got qualified. And at the age of 21, I went back to uni as a mature age student and studied to be an art teacher. And we all had this great idea about being artists for 3 days and for 2 days doing emergency teaching, which paid the same rate as a week's pay. Yeah, but it never happened. I became a youth worker, which really created a lot of great things for me, because most of the kids I worked with couldn't write or read, but they could do art. Hence you get all these, probably train some of the best graffiti artists out there, but yeah, that's just the way it went. So yeah, through there I've just always done art. But even things like I joined the police force after being a youth worker, and rather than take notes when you're at a scene, you know, or interviewing someone, I was drawing them. And you know, my bosses didn't mind at all. In fact, they encouraged it. They loved the fact that, you know, they had an artist in their units. Didn't really, but, so from there, I just kept painting and doing things. Along the way, they never told me at college how to be an artist, and they never do. It's always up to the individual. Same with how they teach you. They don't teach you. They encourage you, but they don't actually show you anything. So I signed up with a lot of old people in their art groups, a lot of old ladies. So I learnt to paint from old ladies. And self-taught, basically. Even though I did go to college, they didn't really want to teach me, so, which was a shame, because I don't really still to this day don't know if I'm doing things right or not. So there you go.
What's your favourite medium to use?
I love using oil paint, even though all the murals that are done are all, actually it's funny, they're all mainly done with Brazilian paint out here as well. So you know, I've got a trunk load of resin paint. It's quite funny because we just kept using it in all our projects. Even the school project we just recently did before Christmas, that was all resin as well. So, and Rochester, which I didn't get selected for this year, but yeah, my son-in-law did, and he's given me all his resin paint. So, Yeah, but I do like oil paint. Yeah, love oils. Yes.
So, is there somebody that you admire as an artist? That really you love their work, and
I was going to say Shane Walker, but yeah, other than Shane, I love, and I know this is going to, you're going to have to Google all these names. I love Polish artists. A lot of them are contemporary, like Bekinski. Who else is there? I've forgotten half of them. Tamara D. Lempicka. Yeah, but for some reason, Polish artists I think are great. And, yeah, and there's a few others there, but Stanislaw, got Stanislaw's last name, but anyway, there's a lot of Polish artists there. Yeah, and Japanese manga artists. Terada.
You've had a very interesting career with your art. What would be one of the highlights that really stood out to you?
I've been fortunate. I don't say that I'm anything talented, but I'm persistent. And I think if it's like anything, if you enter them, I think if you're like a novelist, if you write enough books, one of them's going to get published. Mm-hmm. And I've been in the same boat, and I've entered so many contests. Every now and then you come up with an award. It's quite funny. For some of the stuff I've entered that have won awards, I think, Jesus, no, that was just rubbish. I don't, So I always say art's really subjective. It depends on the judge, not on the quality of the art. And then again, I can never put a stamp on quality or what is good art or bad art. I just think art's art, and I just love it all. I'll look at, someone spat on the wall with paint in their mouth. I think, oh, that's artistic. Yeah. But I don't really think myself as a brilliant artist, even though I've done really well. And what you asked, well, probably the highlight for me would be my mum and dad didn't really enjoy the fact that I wanted to become an art school teacher. When I was bringing home every night this bright orange van with telecom written on it, and I parked it in the drive, my mum would say, "There's my son, he's the technician," and I gave that away to go back to college. But on one occasion I entered the Working Artist Award for the ACTU, and it's a labour, I forget what ACTU stands for, trade union. Bob Hawke used to be the president of it here. Anyway, they had an art show for a working artist, and you had to work under your union title, and my union title was the Police Association. So as soon as I walked in the door, I was given a hard time, right? So anyway, they accepted my painting, and I was working an afternoon shift. I couldn't attend, so my wife and my mum attended. And it was a black tie event because the Premier of Victoria opened it, and the president of the ACTU, Lee Hubbard, was opening it, and everybody of name, especially Labor ministers and things, were all there. And my boss, because my wife rang me and said, "Oh, it's going real well, your mum's getting drunk." And I think, "Oh, no." And anyway, my sergeant heard me and said, "Steve, you really want to go to this? Where is it?" I said, "Oh, it's around the corner in Lygon Street." I was stationed at Russell Street. And he said, if get changed, go. Sign off, it's okay. So I ran there, actually ran. And I remember getting there, and my mum was there, she's half tanked, and Carol having a great time, and we were all hanging out with these great celebrities from Melbourne. And what had happened, they gave the awards from highly commended, third, second and first. Every time my mum was going, "Bad luck, Steve, never mind, your painting was good." And third prize, yes, bad luck, Steve. Second prize, bad luck, Steve. First prize, my name was called. My mum went freaking nuts and ran up to the person announcing it and accepted the check for $15,000 and run around the room going, "That's my son." And no one knew who I was. So I suppose that was one of the highlights. But yeah. And then next morning I was at Parliament House. There was a protest or something, and Lee Hubbard, the union organiser, the president, walked past me in uniform and recognised me from the night before and said, "Your mum was an absolute hoot. What are you doing with that painting?" I said, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "Come back to my office later, wear your uniform so you get past the security there." And he said, "We'll buy it off you for 10 grand. So that was probably the highlight of one of the highlights. But I've had numerous ones like that. So yeah. So that turned my mum. That did. She thought I was a brilliant artist then, not a brilliant phone technician. So.
You have entered, like you said, quite a few competitions.
Yeah.
Just tell us about some of them.
I've been a finalist in the Doug Moran Portrait Prize. I think 3 times. What else have I entered? I won the. Who was the premier before Jeff Kennedy? I forget the name of the person, but the premier's Art of Wood. I was finalist there. I've been a finalist a lot of times, which is pretty prestigious when you get, like 600 entries or something. They select a dozen or something. So they're worth putting on a resume, which I do. So I won a lot of those minor, highly commended things, and But I think the Moran Prize was exceptional. It's better than the Archibald because here it tours for 18 months. It goes around Australia. So I'm one of the few artists, even though no one's ever heard of me, I've spent 2 weeks at every known major gallery in Australia, like even Bendigo here for 2 weeks, it travels right around Australia. So, and with each time, I remember getting the painting delivered back to me after the 18 months, and all over it was stamps and all sorts of writing, which gallery it's been, and it's been to all the major centres, like, the Gallery of New South Wales, the Gallery of Queensland, all that was written all over the box. And, it was really outstanding. I thought, wow, that's how good it is. But no one has ever heard of me, which was even crazier. So, yeah.
What do you enjoy most about art?
I've always said that all of us art practitioners want to be rock stars, except we can't sing or play guitar very well. So it's as good as we're going to get performing. So I just like the fact that I get to meet a lot of people doing it, which is really amazing. And a lot of it's never been, as a sculptor especially, I've gotten a lot of on-street conflict because a lot of it, you're building a thing in public. And there's always going to be some people who just don't like what you're doing. And some people have abused the hell out of me. Like, I've even had a fight in a country town just out of Horsham where the mayor of Horsham turned up, to congratulate me on doing a great job. All of a sudden, all the pubs across the road. So half the pub emptied with all these half-tank people abusing the hell out of him for letting me do this project, because they just weren't happy. But I thought, well, they all had a chance and an opportunity to have their say, but they didn't, because it was one of those public forums before they started it. And it turns out none of them had gone to the meetings or put their hand up to say, I know an artist who could do this. But there was something like 40 odd artists who wanted to do this job. It was in a town called Nattymuck. And there was 8 out of the 20 applied from Nattymuck who didn't get the gig. And that's what they were really pissed about. They wanted, one of their own locals to get the job, but they didn't. Yeah. So the mayor took all this abuse. It was front page news. It was funny because from there, he shouldn't have showed up because it forced the thing to become a major issue in Horsham and Nattymuck. It became the local ABC was doing talk back on it for a week. And they kept ringing me saying, will you comment? I said, it's just art, mate. It's just art. Anyway, some stupid things that happen.
Yeah. So if you had the opportunity, is there anything that you'd still love to do? You got a bucket list item that you'd love to go somewhere or do something?
New Zealand. Well, we did have tickets to go to Japan again in May, which we had to renege on. So that was last May, so that's been cancelled. I do like music, love music, collect vinyl, also collect, because I work in a toy shop, I collect plastic stickers. I don't collect them, they're given to me, so I end up with a collection of them. What else do I do? I collect guitars and I collect native sculpture, collect other people, especially manga and anime art. Yeah. And I love gardening. Our garden at the back is huge, and it just keeps, it's like we lose our little dog in it every time she goes out there. We can't find her. She's built tunnels through bushes and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
So you seem to have, as I remember, a very interesting life.
Yeah.
It's
Still interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's so good to talk to you.
I haven't been drinking.
You haven't changed a bit.
I collect books. That's right. What I'll do during the week, I'll carry this thing around our house. You'll cry. This place is like the Adams family's house.
Adding a bit of life to the.
Because we've got so many books in this place. But I'm really spewing. I was going to do this at the church.
Yeah.
Because the church is even crazier than this house. So it's become a depot for all the stuff that my wife will refuse to have in here. But yeah, you'll crack up because I collect native sculpture. So the house is full of native, like New Guinea heads and statues, and it's all over the place. But one of my most recent acquisition was a 6 foot tall mask, and it's sitting there in the hallway. And we got books everywhere. We've had to cull our book collection here, and half the books we own in this house are at the church. So books is another thing we do collect. Don't read, just collect. Anyway, anything else, Steve?
Anyway, back to what we're meant to be talking about. Yeah. So anyway, so it's really good to catch up with you again, Steve, and we look forward to seeing a bit more of you starting next Tuesday.
Now, while I got.
How's your day been, Steve?
Yeah, pretty good. Got my record player beside me, 12 tons of vinyl, pumping it out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the blue shirts and yellow ties are coming together.
Yeah, slowly, yeah.
So how's your day gone? Has you been working all day or bits and pieces?
I stopped for lunch, but yeah, I've been going pretty well all day. Yeah. I think
we have to keep reminding ourselves it's only about 3 o'clock over there, is it?
Yeah, it's 2:30. Yeah, my biggest problem, Steve, is finding which vinyl album to play next. Yeah, so I should probably.
Very good.
Wow, looking good.
So looking good there, Steve. Dan.
Yeah, Wolf was looking good. Yeah.
Yep. We'll move on to Dan. How are you going?
All right. Yeah. Take it in stages.
Yeah.
So as you know, I didn't rush into it this morning, but I decided to put a bit of background on first.
Yeah.
Let me do this view bit. Is that better? View.
It's looking good. I can recognize Patrick.
So I obviously didn't do background because there's a lot to do yet.
Yeah.
And this is the way I work. And you get a bit fed up with doing that. I'll do his jacket. Just a start anyway.
Yeah.
So I've taken a few pictures as the day has
done that. Yes. Yeah.
And let's just see how the week goes by. By Friday, I'll probably spoil it all.
We've got a record.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much, Wolf. How are you going?
Yeah, pretty good. It doesn't look like much right now, but I know where I'm going. Kind of. It's I'm just doing the under painting and kind of plotting where things are gonna go. But yeah, and I didn't do a full day. I had a nap. Yeah, but keen to get back into it this evening. So
that's good. Yep. Yeah. Like I've said to you guys, if you want to work at night, you feel the inspiration come on in the wee small hours, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. But we still got to be at the meeting at 9 a.m., right?
The next meeting will be probably about 10:30.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you can sleep in.
Yes.
Okay, who's next up there? Michelle.
Hi.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
I got further with it today than I actually thought I would.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, Chris
together.
is coming together nicely.
Yeah, my plan was actually to do the outlines, and then when I saw where Shane was up to this morning, I thought, oh, okay, I better actually start putting some colour down. So yeah.
It's looking brilliant.
Yeah, looking very good.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, Lorraine, how are you going?
Hey, good, thanks. I've worked pretty consistently today. Taking breaks to let the paint dry a bit, but otherwise been pretty steady at it. And so you can see that there's a face beginning to kind of pull away from the background here. Of course, not much to it yet, just a whole bunch of messy, very enjoyable underpainting so far.
Very good. Yeah. Coming together. You can see a lot of colour.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the colour.
Looking good. Lorraine. Okay. Zeke. Are you there, Zeke?
It's finished.
Oh, so how's your day gone, Zeke? Oh.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, no, it's been good.
Yeah.
I got heaps done. I mean, because I didn't do the pencil sketch, I went like super big really fast, but I reckon it looks alright. Yeah, it's been fun. You can't really see it properly in that lighting, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's the first portrait I painted with acrylics, so it's definitely something fun to do.
Deep learning for you. Yep.
I love seeing everyone else's artwork you guys have done.
Yeah.
I love the one with the camera, the lady. That one's really cool.
Yep, that's Shane. We're going to talk to Shane next. So very good. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Shane.
G'day. I come to the party a bit late.
Yep, that's all right. So how's your day gone?
Yeah, good. Making some good progress. Got pretty much all the blocking in done and sort of slowly building up some details on there. I can hard to with the front on view, but
yep.
Yeah, coming together.
Looking good. You've had a busy day.
Yeah, it's been pretty full throttle. Lots of coffee.
I hope you're not up all night.
Nah.
So who else have we got to check on? Andrea.
Hello.
Hey, Andrea.
Sorry, I was clocking in a little bit late. I lost track of time.
That's all right. No worries.
Those all look so amazing. Fantastic work, everyone. I can see everyone's just been going hard at it. It's incredible. Yeah, it's been going well. I've got all my block colors down and not much detail, but just starting to figure it all out. And yeah, they go through a bit of a difficult phase, don't they, portraits? And then you start beautifying them a bit more at the end. So yeah, we've got a good bit of detail to do on her fingers and her wristwatch, her vest. Probably spend quite a bit of time doing the hair later on, but yeah, all the block colors have gone in. Yeah.
Well, team, I am very impressed with your first day's work. Kerry is not with us at the moment. He uses a bit of airbrushing, and his compressor broke down this afternoon, and he's had to go into town to get a replacement parts. So he won't be joining us right at the moment. So yeah, but I am very impressed with where you guys are all up to. It looks like you've had a very creative day. I hope you've all enjoyed it.
Yeah, been good.
It's
awesome.
It's great seeing the different ways everybody goes about their painting practice.
Yeah, while I got you, can I just show Shane something? When I was last in New Zealand, Shane gave me a print of a duck, and I had it framed, and I just want to show him. It's on my wall. I didn't throw it away or draw it.
Yes.
I'll leave it a sec. There you go. Look,
Hey.
look, our original. Hello, Shane.
Awesome, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
It'll be worth money one day, I'm sure.
Okay.
That's so sweet.
Well, if there isn't any questions, and we might just spend a little bit of time just looking at some of your work, just so that people have a bit of a chance to sort of get to have a look at where you're up to. The footage from this morning will go live. Once you're all finished here, you can go on and watch yourself start up this morning and learn a bit more about Shane.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll do tonight's one, and that'll go on later tonight. And I think that one is Steve Monk's interview.
Oh, what?
Remember that
3 hours worth, wasn't
we had last week?
3 hours with.
Yeah, I
We had to
talked
edit
everything but art.
down
Yeah.
to only about an hour.
I was most concerned about size takeaway up the road from the community centre, whether he was still open or not.
Yeah, you're doing really well. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep.
See you in the morning.
Bye, Steve.
Well done, everyone. That's amazing.
Oh, Michelle, it's so detailed already. That's insane. What a smooth finish. Oh.
Oh, thanks.
Really. Can we enlarge these to look at?
Very cool.
I think if you click on them, they might enlarge, Ben.
I wish I could hear people.
Bit bigger. So I've got to. We might fill it forward a bit.
This thing's heavy.
I know. I'll fall over in a minute.
It's the heavy duty pine, right?
I mean, he's got to have a lot of beard yet. A lot of background, grey hair. Yeah.
They'll look amazing, guys.
Lovely.
Okay.
Day one finished, I think.